hollers and hills of West Virginia. It's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode and more rain. Stay tuned. Boom. So me and Jaden, we're going to try some tomatoes for you all. Been meaning to do this all year long and have not had time to even remotely sit there. We've ate several of them. We like several of them, but we haven't had time to really dive into are they good or not. So what we have here, we have this one here is a big rainbow, okay? I have a couple of these different yellow, orange with the bursts in the center. Been looking for one that my dad grew as a that I when I was growing up, that Dad was growing in Scarborough, West Virginia. Haven't nailed it down just yet. We've tried the Hillbilly, we've tried the big rainbow. I can't remember this year. I don't believe I tried anything else this year. May go back on the look for that tomato this following year. May look through for the winter time and see what we can find. But those we have the big rainbow right here. This one right here is the Hillbilly, okay? And we're gonna test it out. We have the lemon Thornburns blush. 2 years in a row, this thing has outperformed everything in the garden, excluding the next one, which is our peach tomatoes. All right, these two right here, if you said doll hair, doll, your sister and her doll hair. Okay, so anyways, if you said what two tomatoes would you grow every year consistently, I would tell you lemon Thornburns blush, peach tomatoes. Hands down, every year, these are going in the garden. Several reasons why. One, they produce, and I mean produce, and produce, and produce, and produce. Just, and this is a small tomato for the lemon Thornburn. Some of them get pretty good size. But this is a small one for it. The peach tomatoes, these are about average size for them. They do get just a little bit bigger, and sometimes they're a little bit smaller. Okay, but this is pretty average for these. They're good. They're absolutely good. This one right here, good, mild flavor, very, very, very sweet. Love it, love it, love it, love it. These two, they got the feel of a peach. They got the taste of peachiness in it. It's like a creamier kind of flavor to them. They're really good, and they're awesome to make stuff out of too. I mean, we made a lot of stuff, and they're loaded down, and I do mean loaded. It's like growing this in a cherry tomato, right? I mean, like you get gobs of these things, so they're all the time, right? The next one on the list is a Blue Beauty. Now, last year, we grew this tomato last year. We didn't get anything off of it. We grew the Black Beauty and the Blue Beauty last year, and we gave them another chance this year. Black Beauty, nothing. We had tomatoes on it. It looked good. They looked great. and they died. The plants died, and they never made really any fruit. What fruit was on them never got ripe. They was black, all black, dark like this right here, all the way through. Never got soft enough to do anything with. They was never ripe. Plants died 2 years in a row. Plants they're not a hardy plant. I don't know if they need planted somewhere else or what. So next, I'm not going to save any seeds from them. Of course, I don't have any to save. I will from the Blue Beauties, because we have several of these plants throughout the yard, and they done well in the garden, and they produced extremely well. Let me tell you. Again, tons of tomatoes, just like these, tons. Last year, don't know why that they were so affected by the disease pressure or whatever it was that got them, but they was severely affected by that. This year, it affected them, but like the other two that I showed you, they did well there, and they struggled right through, but they produced. They didn't die like that without producing. Now, I mean, when I say produced, they produced. They were full from the top of the plant all the way down to the bottom of the plant, full of tomatoes. I mean, you've seen in some of the other videos, they were full. Okay, I have these planted in the raised bed. I have them here on the side of the house, and then I also have these still growing, still doing fine and producing in the greenhouse. Blue Beauties are way to go. Black Beauties, I might plant them and just kind of like see if maybe they do good by themselves, single planted in certain areas of the yard by themselves, nothing else around them to bother them, just and see if they do good. But I don't think they're going to. I think the pressure here is just too great for the Black Beauty. The next thing we have is Sart Roloise. Okay, now this is not one of our better ones, right? So like you can see, there's some bad spots on here and stuff. But I wanted to show it to you. Get one of them other ones over there, right here on the counter. None of them are looking that hot. That the plants died, like everything else. Right here, baby. No, right here. Yeah, that'll work. Give me that. That's a pretty one. Yeah. So here's a good example of a Sart Roloise. Okay, looks really good. Okay, and beautiful shoulders, lots of pretty yellow, right? And they taste good. They taste really, really good. Annie says she don't like them. I love them. Will I plant them again? Yes, I will plant them again. I'll give them another try next year, only because the disease pressure, again, very, very high this year with all the rain and everything. And so I want to give them one more chance. And because they did so well, producing, with that doll hair is everywhere. That silly little doll, all that. Anyways, but they're really good, and so we'll try them again and see how they shake out next year. I think they'll do pretty fair. They produced very well, not as heavy as producers as say the Blue Beauty or the other two, the Thornburns or the peach ones, but they did produce pretty heavy, and I mean it's I would say typical for everybody that this would be a non-tip. People don't get usually tomatoes that produce quite as much as these, so these were pretty good producers. The next one is this one right here, and everybody that's seen this tomato this year, they thought. Anybody that stopped to look at them or whatever, they looked at it and they were like, what is it? It's Terracotta. It's Thornburns Terracotta. What color is Terracotta? Right here. It's not red. It's not orange. Right. It's not like a real red tomato, right? It's not. I mean, look at the difference, right? And I I got even tomatoes over there that's even redder than that. It's terracotta colored, and it tastes. Annie again isn't really a big fan of this one. She says it's just kind of meh, but I think it's a very good mild flavor. It's not got that punch to it, like some of the red tomatoes do. It's a mild flavor, and it's good, and it's good on everything. Tomato sandwiches, just eating them, whatever. We like this tomato. The next one We have not got to try this. I've grew this for 2 years in a row. And this one right here is the Berkeley Pink Tie Dye. Now, we grew the large barred boar, and we didn't get any off of it again this year. There's 2 years in a row, nothing off of the large barred boar. We didn't get anything off of this Berkeley Pink Tie Dye last year or the large barred boar. Everything we grew would get the striping and stuff on here. You can see those stripes and stuff on there, the green striping, right? Everything would get those, okay? And then it would just go down before you even got to pick it. I mean, it wouldn't be ripe, and it would go down. And they grow some massive tomatoes on them. I mean, the large barred boar, I mean, some of them were like this, and they just, you know, and this one produces some pretty big ones as well. But disease pressure, guys, is everything. And I think a lot of what's happening in the community as far as tomato growers and tomato breeders is they're breeding for these more, you know, pretty selected genes, right? You know, you're getting some of these, but, you know, and they grow them out. They end up becoming heirloom tomatoes or designer tomatoes, whatever you want to call them. You know, a lot of them are heirloom after X amount of years of growing them, but they're not disease resistant. You know, some of these have been around for quite a long time and long enough to be called heirloom, but something has happened. Either that strain has been, you know, kind of weakened for whatever reason as far as disease or pest resistance, or you know, it's maybe just the tomato itself, because like there's different strain. You can buy these tomatoes from different types of people, right? And you know, some people, you know, depending on where they've came from and how the person's grown them, some may be a little bit more disease resistant or pest resistant than others, right? And you know, sometimes people they just, you know, don't really take care of things. They grow them in such a controlled climate. You know, I grow outside, so when I plant something that maybe has came from an inside environment for generations, and I plant it outside, those outside things, right, troubles, end up biting that tomato in the butt. Whereas people who have grown it for generations outside has a little bit more resistance to the disease and the pest. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing people grow them more in greenhouses and things, and collecting them for the seeds from that and stuff, so they can ensure that they have the correct pollination and all that stuff. But at the same time, I believe they're actually hurting the tomato itself because they're making it less resistant to things. So anyhow, that's enough on the large barred or the Berkeley Pink Tie Dye. They look almost similar. The only reason why I know this is a Berkeley is it's a lighter color. It's a pink, Berkeley Pink Tie Dye, and the large barred boar is a darker maroonish kind of color. So next up is this. This is the Get Stuffed tomato. The Get Stuffed tomato, you're going to really like the inside of this thing. Pretty cool. We got tons of these. Last year, we only got like 4 or 5 of the tomatoes off of 3 plants. This year, we are loaded. And I mean, some of these tomatoes are like that. And that's going to be cool when we stuff them, because we are going to stuff these tomatoes. We're going to make a whole video about stuffing your tomato, okay? And we have another stuffing tomato outside. It's an Italian name. I can't really think of it right now off the top of my head. But it doesn't look like this. It does not look like that. That is just a beautiful tomato. The other one that we have out there is just a red tomato and got some kind of lumpy stuff going on with it. Anyhow, that tomato is really cool. It's called Get Stuffed. We have black strawberries right here. Now, I have black cherries outside and some other ones that are coming along. But these right now have produced. And when I say produced, they have loaded. I thought I planted 3 of these. I ended up only had 2 of them out there. I thought I planted 3 of these and then 3 of the next one that's coming up. But obviously I only planted 2. That was an accident on my part. But that's the black strawberries, and they are very tart. Very tart. And now we've been taking a lot of these smaller tomatoes and we've been dehydrating them to turn into powders. The next one are the Blush Tiger. Now, you can't see too much blushing on these. These are kind of poor examples of the blush. All right, you see that pink in there. A lot of these that we were getting early on when they started fruiting were just bursts of these pinks in through here all the way through. But you talk about a really good tomato that's a very, very heavy producer. These are it. They're heavy. They're really good, juicy, and I mean they're just an awesome flavor. The flavor is just wow, right? Another tiger that we have that we've been growing since 2020, guys. 2020. This guy he's hung around, and there's a reason why. It's the Amour tiger. The Amour tiger is a beautiful tomato. You can see some of the striping there on it. You know, this is a kind of a poorer quality when I should have done this a long time ago and got a better video. But they get these green stripes in them, and they're an awesome tomato for canning. Just, you know, canning stew tomatoes. These make perfect stew tomatoes. They're the right consistency. They're the right tart. Everything about them is great. We love the Amour tigers. We've been growing it, like I said, since 2020, and we will always grow the Amour tiger. Disease resistance pretty good. No issues there. We like it. Now, this we've been growing since 2020 as well. But in 2020 we grew these, and we grew them, and then they came up once. Off of the first planting, we had them come up, and they died for some reason. And so then I replanted them, and by the time I replanted them and got them going good in the garden, and they were loaded. And these grow big trusses, you know, I mean probably like 16, 18 inch long trusses, okay? And they'll be full of these tomatoes. But the only problem was in 2020 is the frost ended up getting them before we got into the tomatoes. And we lost probably, I'd say 1,000 of these that year. Last year we grew them and don't know where they went to. Couldn't find them anywhere. I knew they were in the patch, but where, I do not know where they went. So whatever. This year though, we knew where they were at, and we've got them, and they taste good. They're really, really good little tomato tomato, and we like them a lot. Last one is the Napa Chardonnay. Now last year I grew this one, and guys, it is a flat out producer, and I mean flat out. This one and the yellow Thornburns, the peach, and the golden accordion that I grew last year were all in a row with tomatillos. I had to cut the tomatillos out because they were just taking over, and tomatillos will. Tomatillos get big, bushy, nasty. They need put by themselves if you want to grow them. Tomatillos just need by themselves up against the fence line. Just grow them, let them do their thing, and they'll produce like crazy, but they'll grow like a tree. But anyhow, these were planted right there with them. And we liked them so much that I went and bought a whole new pack of them this year, because you only get like 10 seeds to a pack, and from Baker Creek. They're very, very hard to find. They're limited when you do get them in the packs, and the packs are pretty expensive. But Napa Chardonnay. And guys, it is a very, very, very smooth, sweet, flavored tomato. We like it a lot. I mean, a lot. So that's all the tomatoes that we have that we're going to try tonight, but we have many more coming. Okay, we're going to try a great white that I've been growing for 3 years now. Love it. Going to try the great white. Going to try the Abe Lincoln. Going to try the watermelon. Going to try the Genovese. Going to try the white currants with tiny tomatoes. We got tamarillos to try. They're I can't remember the name of it. Something other tamarillos. They're real little. We got the lychee tomato to try. We have the blue bumblebee to try. We have the black cherry to try. So many more that we have left growing that we're going to be trying here. The pink jazz, stuff like this. There's tons of other tomatoes that we're going to be trying. So this ain't going to be the only tomato video, but this is today's tomato video. Just trying to get you caught up on all the ones that are producing and getting ready to die out. And we won't have many more, but we wanted to get you this video started up. And so we're going to try them. Jaden, which one you want to try first, bro?
Let's go with my favorite.
The Blush Tiger. All right, Blush Tiger. Here we go. I told you it was juicy, didn't I? Guys, it's just so wonderful. But it's like so sweet. It's got a real sweet taste. It doesn't taste like a tomato.
I would refer it to sort of like a strawberry.
No. It's not got that acidity that a tomato has. It's very relaxed. You can tell there's some acid in it. You know, it's not a tomato acid. It don't have that tart, that bite. It's very mild and calm, and just packed full of flavor. Like, not just a tomato, but it's like your tongue goes wow. It's a, you know, it tastes really good. All right, so what one's next, bro?
Let's go with this one.
Get stuffed. All right.
I've been wondering how that one would taste.
Now, guys, this one's weird, and I'm going to show you right here. I hope. Y'all see this seed cavity? Isn't that cool? That don't look anything like a tomato, does it? So
No.
this is what you do.
This is actually my first time seeing one of those. That is not normal. Not normal whatsoever.
And just like that, you've got all
Seeds.
the seeds right there in that little gelatin pod. And here is your tomato. Just like that. See?
Strange tomato.
Yep. All hollowed out. So, anyhow, let's, without further ado, grab you a piece there, bro.
That is
It's flat.
yeah. No taste.
There's not a lot of taste. It's not tarty. There's no bite, no nothing to it. It's just a very, you need salt.
Yep.
You need salt to kind of spice it up, but I would think that is kind of what you're looking for with a tomato that you want to stuff like a pepper.
It's awful dry too.
Yeah. Here, baby, try. I mean, it's just very,
Very bland.
yep.
Very.
But it's not bad. It's not a bland, like a bad tomato. It's
Yeah.
bland. It's very, very plain Jane. So, but I'll grow it again. I'll grow it every year
It's
because
good.
it did really good this year. There's no disease at all. No, we ain't gotta worry about that. And when your peppers aren't hitting real good, or you ain't got no bell peppers, but you want stuffed peppers, well, you must go to the garden and pick you some of these.
They're definitely.
Now, the seed pouch has more flavor to it. Yeah, the seed pouch is got a lot more flavor packed in it.
I don't know why it's so ball shaped.
Here,
Why does it have a bunch of seeds just in a little pouch?
take that and eat it. Yeah, it's got like a salty tasting.
Sweet.
Yeah, you get a lot more flavor out of that, out of the gel with the seeds in it. So, yeah. Who knows, right? Probably need to get me a little thumbnail, right?
That's one of the most weirdest tomatoes ever.
All right, now which one?
You pick.
Let's try this one. Berkeley tie dye. Berkeley Pink Tie Dye.
This one's gonna be interesting.
I also have some Ananias Noors out there, but I don't know where they're growing at either.
Oh, I remember trying that one.
Not this one. We ain't tried this one yet.
Really?
Mm-mm.
What was the other one? Oh, that looks green.
Hey, baby. Yeah, you're thinking about the Ananias Noor. That's why I said I don't know where they're at. I planted Ananias Noor, or black pineapple. It's also been called, and I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it's at out there. I can't locate it. So, whatever. Again, let me show you what it looks like here. Nice, big, meaty tomato, right? It looks great. Jaden, how's it taste?
Good, but
Very
that's
juicy,
something.
ain't it?
That's something that's real bitter. Hard skin. Here. I put a little bit of salt on mine. I forgot.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, honey, taste this thing.
That, I just bit into it, and it's really sour.
It's all right. Man, that thing's crazy.
It's sweet, sour, then salty. I don't know what to think
Bites
of it.
back, don't it?
I don't know what
The
to say
first
about it.
note goes,
Very strong.
and then it mellows out.
Yep. That first bite, as soon as the edge of your tongue is like poof, but then it just like rides out, man. That's a good tomato. I think you like that one? Pretty good, ain't it?
I like it.
The aftertaste is okay. I don't like the initial.
Huh. All right, sir. Which one are we going to do next?
One of these two.
The seeds are green on it too. Look.
I know some of the juice was in it that was green. One of these two. You pick.
Black Beauty.
Blue Beauty.
Blue Beauty, yeah, sorry. Get that bad spot there out of it. Hard to get a tomato without a bad spot in it this time of the year.
I've tried them.
These things are really good. They slice good too, man, and they're excellent on sandwiches. We wore them out on sandwiches last month, didn't we?
Yep. Every single time I think of a sandwich tomato, I think big, juicy, and not too many seeds in it, but that nice little bit of seeds.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I would say, would be one of the best tomatoes for sandwiches.
It's pretty good for sandwiches, for sure. You can see here, again, nice, thick, meaty tomato. Really good. All right, Jay, let's kill it.
I accidentally swallowed the first one. I ain't making that sick. Yeah.
Very mild. In fact, let me tell you a little secret, a little story. The neighbor the other day behind us, I usually try to give Dan some stuff from the garden here and there. They rarely take anything from us. But the other day, he said, I took him a lemon Thorburns blush, a Thornburns Terracotta, and a Blue Beauty. And I took it to the fence while he's cutting grass. I said, here you go. You can take these. He said, we got some tomatoes growing. I don't know. And so I don't know that we would eat them. And I said, okay. And well, anyways, before we was done talking, he said, I'd like to try that blue one there. He said, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I said, okay, no problem. Gave it to him. 2 days later, or was it the next day? I can't remember. I think it was
Next day, I think.
the next day, or no, it was 2 days later. Because the next day we tried to sell them to the lady. Anyways, 2 days later, he comes walking up, got him a Kroger's bag, and $15. Said, fill me up, sir. He said, my wife ate that Blue Beauty and loved it so much, she wants 12 of them. No lie. If people would try stuff, even though they ain't never seen it before,
They love it.
they'd love it. I can't get anybody really around here to try the different varieties of stuff I have. If it's not a big red tomato,
That's not a good tomato.
Or you know, a Mr. Stripey, they don't want to fool with it. You know what that is. You know, hey, they thought this was a rotted tomato half of the year. You know, but I loaded him up with Blue Beauties, loaded him up with lemon Thornburns, loaded him up with Terracotta, loaded him up with peach, loaded him up with a Great White. Oh yeah, I sent him on his way with the bag was humped up full, right? And so there you go. And excuse me, they have liked all them tomatoes. What's next, sir?
Let's go for this one.
The Napa Valley?
Yep.
Napa Chardonnay? All right.
Ooh, that's sweet.
That one hits you right in the face. I mean, it's just a mouthful of goodness. It's very, very sweet. Dare I say foamy, like bubbly.
Yeah.
You know, like a bubbly on your tongue. Very good.
Juice.
Very good. Maybe that's why they call it Napa Chardonnay. I don't know. You know, but it's very, very good. It's just you'll never eat nothing like it ever. You'll never eat a tomato like this one, like a little small tomato like that Napa Chardonnay. It's a very, very good tomato. I also had some yellow pears out there somewhere. I don't know where they're at. They should be overrunning us right now. I don't know where they're at. I planted a bunch of them. And I don't know. I don't know where some of these tomatoes went to this year. So they're not out there. They're growing somewhere, but they're not out there. I don't know where. So anyhow, like my spoon tomatoes. I got spoon tomatoes out there somewhere growing. But anyhow, what's next?
Let's go for one of these two.
We'll do the this one right here. So this is the Hillbilly.
I think I'm gonna save your favorite for last. I'm pretty sure this is the one that you're wanting.
Mm-hmm.
I already did my favorite first.
All right. So give me a bag. I'm gonna put
A
this.
bag?
Yeah, I don't want to waste that tomato. Little old Ziploc baggie. And we'll put whatever leftover ones are in there and that, and we'll eat them for sandwiches tomorrow. Thank you, my good
That
sir.
would also make a really good sandwich tomato.
Yeah, it would make a very good one. I want you to see this real quick. Very meaty tomato. Very meaty. You see all that?
Very colorful.
It's colorful, yeah, but we're talking about meat. You know, people don't want a lot of seed, they want a lot of meat right there. I mean, it's a lot of meat. Not very many seeds. You can see there's like a seed pocket here, seed pocket there, seed pocket there. But the majority of this is a meat tomato. Okay, so you're going to get a lot of meat. And that's a Hillbilly. The Hillbilly tomato. They have a potato leaf on them.
Potato leaf.
Yeah, that's what they call the leaf. All right, there you go.
You wanna let me off a little bit?
Mild.
Blam.
Very mild taste. It's not something going to jump out at you. It tastes really good. It wouldn't be overpowering on a sandwich or anything. It would just be a good, healthy
Sort of a.
tomato that you know you're eating.
Yeah.
You know. Yep, that's a good one.
Wow.
Terracotta.
Yeah.
All right. Thornburns terracotta.
Oh.
Very meaty looking. Got a better cut there. Yeah, not so meaty, but not bad either. It's got a big chunk of meat in the middle.
That's a good in between tomato.
Yeah, yes, exactly. There you go, sir.
I cannot put my finger on that.
It's a different taste. It's
Definitely.
not bad, but
It's a tomato that would be for on a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good taste, but it is odd. There is
I know
something in there. It is
it's a little bit sour.
It's not.
But
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's kind of like a bitter taste, but it's not. It's not bad. Like
I bit my tongue.
it would taste good with mayonnaise and cheese. So you can see there, really good, big, nice, healthy. I will try these again next year because I think they got a bad rap this year. So we'll definitely try them again next year. But it's a nice tomato. I like to make stuff out of it. I think everything that we've used them in has turned out really good. So, Tommy Toes or sweet cranberries.
Must have been good. You
Duh.
did Scooby-Doo on
Yeah. It doesn't disappoint. Very sweet. Tart. You got a little tart, you got a little sweet. And the flavor, the smell flavor that comes with it is just like, you know, right here. And tastes good. I like it a lot. What's next, good sir?
Let's go ahead and do this.
Lemon Thornburns Blush. Love this tomato.
You know which ones I'm thinking about doing next? These. These ones I think would be pretty good. I'll describe that as, yet again, an in-between, I want to say tomato.
Now this one, not a lot of meat. Just not. Sometimes you get them and there is a lot of meat. So maybe it's because it's a smaller tomato. It just didn't get filled out very good. But sometimes you do get them and there's a lot of meat. Sometimes you get them and there's not. See that little bit of blushing. No, maybe not on that side. See that little bit of blushing right there. A little bit of pink right there in the center of it. You see it better on the end. Right there. Okay. These tomatoes were gone for 107 years. They didn't think they existed anymore. For 107 years, these were lost. Then they got found. And there ain't nothing like it.
It's sweet, it's tart, it's something that you never expect from a yellow tomato.
Yep. Very good. Well put, son. Well put. We love tomatoes, love peppers. What's next?
These.
More tigers. I'm just going to have one because I'm getting about stuffed with tomatoes.
Too.
You want to see the inside of one? There it is. You know,
There's
it
not much
makes
there.
a great little. It makes a great little
Salad.
stew tomato.
Salad stew.
It's
Sour,
yep.
tart. At first, I could not put my finger on it. It was like sweet, sour, tart. I'm like, what is it? Bit into it again and sour.
It's. I think it's best in either salsa or a stewed tomato. I think that's when it's at its best. I like it with salt, but I like them when they first start turning and they got the real green left on them, all the green, and you bite into it, you put a little salt on it and eat it. The salt just, man, it blows it away. So, black strawberries.
I think those are
We're
going
gonna half it.
Yeah, I'm good.
They are pretty meaty. See here, so pretty meaty, and they are very, very, very stout.
I got a hint of strawberry taste, sort of.
It's very on the tip of the tongue.
She just shot out the back of my throat.
On the tip of the tongue, it's tart, very, very tart. Annie likes them, but not a whole bunch because she says they're too tarty. So, last one, well, not the last one, but the last big one is the big rainbow.
I'm wondering. I'm guessing that this is gonna be sort of like another salad tomato. I'm gonna guess. Why did I say salad? I keep on saying salad. Some of these would be pretty good with a salad, but that's definitely sandwich tomato.
All right.
Ooh, that's definitely different. I see pink, orange. Oh,
Not nearly as meaty as the Hillbilly. You see there, it's got more seed pockets in it. A lot more coloring though. All right, you can see all the coloring here. Looks a lot better. And they get really big. We've pulled some of them off there, upwards of close to 2 pounds. So you want to half that one?
sure.
And we'll just put this one in the bag.
The smell of it is sort of sweet. Very low note of sweet, but it's not. Does not disappoint.
Nope, it doesn't. Doesn't disappoint at all. It's a very, very good tomato. I like it.
I was thinking a couple years ago, I thought tomatoes just was a red little thing.
Oh, we got one more.
Oh,
Go wash that one off, please.
that last bite was real sweet.
We made a 40-minute video, Jaden, on stinking tomatoes. Y'all's getting an in-depth guide to it. All right, Sart Roloise.
I would imagine that's
Y'all
going
can
to
see,
be
not real heavy,
seeding and meat.
meat, but there's a lot of seed in there. But it's just, y'all ain't never. Go ahead, you can get that piece.
Sorry.
Y'all ain't never tasted nothing like this, so I can tell you that now.
My guess is going to be sort of tart. I've never really tried this.
You've ate them on several
Oh.
sandwiches.
Oh.
There is a note there that I don't know
I would describe
how
it
to
as
describe it, and I don't know if it's in the skin or if it's in
skin. It's definitely skin.
the meat or the gel, the seed gel stuff. I'm not sure, but it's definitely there. But it's not a bad taste. It's just one that you're not used to. You don't get very often in tomatoes. So
And your
there is that.
favorite for last.
All right, so yeah, favorites for last.
I did my favorite first. You did your favorite last. Oh, my bad.
Meaty, for what it is, it's meaty. Okay. I've gotten several people addicted to these things. They loved them. Everybody I've given them to has loved the peach tomato. I've never eaten anything like it, and I've had people request these seeds, time and time again, and they've absolutely fell in love with it. So if you've not tried a peach tomato, I encourage you to do so next year. I will have plenty of these up on my not website. I don't have a website yet, but I'll have plenty of them up for sale this coming fall and winter, and you can try them out yourself. But they have a fuzz to them like a peach. They're mellow. It's reminiscent of a peach taste.
Yeah.
I love them. Love them, love them, love them. I will always plant these peach tomatoes. Always. They're so great. So anyhow, guys, we hope that you enjoyed our first video of the year for tomato tasting. Okay, we will make a part 1 and part 2 to this, and we'll put them all in a playlist so that you guys can go and watch all of them and revisit them, so you can say, okay, well, which tomato was which, and because I do grow 44 different varieties of tomatoes, and we'll probably have even more varieties next year. So we're just trying to figure out which ones do the best here in West Virginia, in my area, which ones taste the best for my family, which ones are doing the best. as far as canning or, sandwiches or whatever the application is, we want to go through all these different varieties of tomatoes, find the ones that are best suited for us, our family, our needs, and our area, and then continually grow them every year. Okay, we can try new ones every year too, but we want to get it down. That's why lemon Thorburns always, peach always, right? So great white always, the hillbilly always, the big rainbow always, right? So we do know some, the Amour tiger always, the black strawberry always. Now, I mean, we're always going to grow that one. We'll always grow the blush tiger. So we have found some. The Blue Beauty, we're going to give one more year to see how it does next year. And if it does good next year, it'll be an always tomato. The Abe Lincoln, always. The watermelon, always. So there's certain ones that we know we can grow every year consistently and do good with them. And those are the ones that we just keep looking for new ones, to replace the ones like the Black Beauty that didn't do good, or the large barred boar that didn't do good, or maybe the Terracotta that we're going to give another year or two to see if it changes next year. If not, we'll get rid of it. Always give them 2 years, and if you grow one and you're like, it didn't do good, give it another year. Maybe it was a growing season. Okay, so give it another year. Save some seeds from that tomato and give it another year and see what it does. So anyhow, guys, from us to you, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you tomorrow right here in the hollers and hills of
West Virginia.
That's right, West Virginia.
Don't forget to smash that like button, that notification bell.
Good job. Here you go. Thank you. Don't forget to share. Yep. There you go. Good job. And subscribe.